Hello everyone and welcome to round 3 of the PSL Cup 2022. First on court, just about to get introduced, is Madina Zafar from Nottingham and Catriona Allen for Alba Storm. Hopefully I'll be joined by my co-commentator soon, Anuj Savani. A few of our guests just grabbing their seats last minute before we start. And here we go for Alba Storm. Catriona Allen just heading onto court.
Okay, and then from Nottingham, Catriona's opponent tonight is Madina Zafar.
These girls both been playing some Challenger Tour squash recently. Might have seen their names around some 5Ks, some 10Ks.
Starting with the lady from Alba Storm, it's the number 61 in the world, Georgia Adley.
Women's number 1 for Alba Storm just walking onto the court. Georgia Adley, as Nick just said, 61 in the world now. She's been making some headway since juniors. Our announcer just getting himself confused.
Sorry, I forgot about my training partner. Number 24 in the world, off the back of a really good win this week in Annecy, is Tinne Gilis.
As Nick just said, Tinne Gilis, world rank 24. Last weekend just won her biggest PSA title over in Annecy, playing her sister Naila in the final with a convincing 3-0 victory. The number 2 for Alba Storm, just heading onto court, Alan Klein. As I'm sure many of you have seen, I'm quite excited for. University of Nottingham's men's number 2 was supposed to be Nick Matthew. Well, yeah, he's called in sick with a sore knee. He was looking hopeful this morning, but he took himself to the gym and he said it just wasn't feeling right. So we've got an even better substitute for you tonight. University of Nottingham alumni, Adam Auckland.
Again, ranked 36 in the world, it's Greg Lobben.
There we go. Alba Storm's number 1, Greg Lobben.
And the number 1 for us tonight, again,
Training in Sheffield, not too far from here.
he's ranked 43 in the world, which it should be higher, and it will go higher. The highest ranking, I think, is 60. You might correct me on that. But it's Declan James.
Number 1 for University of Nottingham. A very familiar face, I'm sure, Declan James.
The playing order will be Madina and Catriona on first, then Adam and Alan second, Georgia and Tinne third, and then Declan and Greg to finish the night off. So you guys enjoy the squash. If you want to take some photos,
Colleen Omar sneaking onto court with her camera. Adam Auckland's fiance, and as I'm sure many of you squash fans have seen, recently renounced her retirement just a few days ago at the tournament at Annecy. All the family in the blue top there, Faiza Zafar, Madina's older sister, also a professional squash player, studying at the University of Nottingham, doing her PhD. So, as Nick said, first match up in just a couple of minutes is going to be Madina Zafar for the University of Nottingham versus Catriona Allen for Alba Storm. Catriona and Madina just knocking up now. You can see there, stood in the centre aisle, Paul Bell, Scottish national coach. He's travelled down with the Scottish team with Alba Storm. Obviously works very closely with all of their players. Actually hails from Cumbria, Paul Bell. Yeah, used to coach out of Carlisle Squash Club, and then a few years ago made the move up to Edinburgh, took the job on as the Scotland squash head coach. Joining me now, fresh off the admissions desk, it's Anuj Savani. Anuj, welcome. How are you doing today?
Good, thank you. How are you, Sam?
Yeah, I'm very good. Looking forward to an exciting evening of squash.
Yeah, definitely. In for a treat.
Who's your pick for this girls' match? Obviously, you know Madina. I'm not sure if you've seen Catriona play much before?
Not at all, not really. But obviously, I've got to back Madina, being a uni off student.
Exactly. You've been on court with her a little bit. I'll save the burning question for your prediction until after the first game. Maybe let you get a little bit of an insight into their squash first.
Do you have much idea about Madina's opponent today?
Yeah, I've seen Catriona around on the junior tour a decent bit. Obviously, her and Georgia both a very similar age to me, so I've seen them both around a fair bit. I think this is going to actually be a really tight, really interesting match. It's a very solid player. Often the lefties can sometimes be quite tricky to play against as well. Madina's going to have her tactics spot on tonight if she wants to take the win. Some bright pink shoes. What do you think about those? Would we ever catch you on court looking like that?
Oh, definitely.
I know you like to make a statement.
We always do, don't we?
Yeah. Fun fact, Madina's favourite colour is pink, so hopefully she doesn't get too distracted looking at those. Keep her eye on the ball.
Pink racket to match the shoes as well.
Colour coordination is key. You got to look good to play good squash.
Always.
Alright. The knock-up finished. Looks like Madina has won the toss. She's going to be serving in just a few seconds in the start of this first game.
We see Mark and Pfizer going off to have a little word with Madina before she comes on. What do you think they'll be saying at this point?
Just going to be, reiterating some tactics they've discussed before the match, making sure she's just feeling good, feeling confident. It's just a few positive words, I think. Never goes wrong before you kick off, does it? So.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Sure. Once she's a few rallies in and the nerves have settled, I think we're going to see some quality squash from these girls. Madina, obviously, quite an attacking player, likes to take the ball in, likes to be quite creative with her angles. Catriona, on the other hand, is a little bit more traditional, has a slightly more solid game. So I think the contrast here should be really interesting. We're in for a treat.
Do you think that's what Madina's plan will be today then? Go low and hard? Take the attack to her? Or
she definitely doesn't want to let Catriona settle, so some 2-wall boasts, some like cross-court cutaways, some cross-court kills through the middle of the court. She's going to just really look to upset that rhythm and not let Catriona get settled on the ball. Maybe a tentative error to start us off there. First point to Catriona.
Nervous start from both, to be fair. Both half court.
That straight kill is going to give her a bit of confidence, though. Great shot. Madina actually recently had COVID, just a couple of weeks ago. Not sure if there's many people watching that keep up with university squash. Nottingham Women's won, recently beating Birmingham Women's won in the Bucks final, with Madina taking the final match to give Nottingham the 3-2 win.
Very, very exciting game that, wasn't it?
Absolute cracker. A thriller from start to finish, that one was, especially with the stakes so high. But contracting COVID just a few days later, actually. And then she's struggled to get on court since, obviously. Just wanting to rest up, make sure she's feeling better. Be interesting to see how she fares here. It's a great finish.
What do you think about that?
She's got through there. Well, I think there definitely was enough interference through the middle for a let ball.
Agreed.
Just enough. She did well to make the effort, show that she could get through, get to the ball. Another strong kill.
She loves that, doesn't she?
She does. Enjoys playing low and hard. It's going to be her game. It's what she wants to do. Looks like she's got a little bit of ankle strapping as well on that right ankle, Madina.
We know she's had a couple of problems with that, don't we?
A few niggles here and there, hasn't she? Yes, that. Not sure I saw anything wrong with that rally, actually.
I don't agree with that, to be honest.
Maybe the referee's nervous as well. Hopefully she settles into the game too. 4-all here. Nip and tuck at the start of this first game. great lift. Oh,
Interesting shot that.
trick shots are coming out. The corkscrew.
Oh,
It's going to be a stroke.
yeah.
Yeah.
Right in the middle.
Very hard to get right, the corkscrew.
Well, she perfected that. Hit that straight to length, didn't she?
She did very well with it. Catriona playing well here, though. Oh,
Exhibition stuff here.
not afraid to take that one in off the serve, is she? Cross-court nick for Madina to level it back up.
Ooh.
Just clipping the tin. The squash we expected from Catriona.
Yeah,
She's just
solid stuff, isn't it?
digging in, making sure she gets the ball to the back, keeping the error count down.
Whereas Madina's going low and hard and playing some interesting shots.
When you've got an opponent like that, though, if you're someone who really likes to, play from the front of the court, if they're not giving you any attacks to feed off, it becomes quite difficult to make all of those opportunities for yourself.
Yeah, exactly.
So if Kat just plays really patiently here, she's gonna force balls from Madina, and then
Just like that.
when
straight
they
in the
loose
middle.
like that, exactly, just take that in. So, 3-point lead opening up here for Catriona in the first game. See if Madina can respond.
Yeah, that's better stuff from Madina, trying to hit that length first before taking it in and before hitting that winner.
Absolutely, that no let the right decision. Ball too far back in the court. Some better line hitting from Madina here.
Yeah, I agree with that.
I think she cleared just in time there.
Yeah. Still a let in my head.
Yeah, she was in the swing, but by the time the ball had travelled back far enough in the court, I think she'd done enough to clear and get out of the way of that one.
Medina's doing well here, controlling a lot of the rallies by hitting some good length. Oh,
Just out of court, that one. Sneaking out. A crucial time to make an error there.
yeah, quite enforced, I'd say, as well.
Yeah. 9-6. Catriona walking towards the finish line of this first game.
Nice and tight.
Tight ball. Oh, she's sent Kat the wrong way there, but in doing so, the shot quality just wasn't high enough, was it?
No, nothing.
She was able to turn, recover, and attack that loose ball. It's all well and good, a bit of deception, but you've got to make sure you have the shot quality as well.
Yeah.
One game ball saved here, though. It's not over yet.
3 left to play with. Oh,
It's a good change of angle through the middle of the court.
Yeah.
Just caught Madina on her way back to the tee.
She's been able to do that because a lot of Madina stuff's been half court, hasn't it?
Yeah,
She's been going for a lot of shots, and that in turn, like, leaving the ball half court, and she's got the time to play the ball where she wants.
and I think that's going to be what the Uni of Nottingham team are going to go and say to her now. She just needs to get that ball a bit deeper. Exactly what we expected from Kat. Came out, very few unforced errors.
Yeah.
Just a solid game, wasn't it?
Yeah, exactly. And that's what squash is about, just consistency. So if you can consistently hit low and hard and to an attacking length, then you'll probably have a good match, right? But if you're hitting it right in the middle, so not too low but not good enough for a length, it's in the middle, not consistent at all, that's when you're losing.
Absolutely. Madina playing some good kills and drops winners, and especially in the first half of that game, but she just needs to be a little bit more patient.
Yeah.
Maybe take the ball to the back a few more times, just work Kat a little bit further out of position before she's really wants to look to take this ball in.
Yeah. What do you think Kat's team will be saying? Just keep going, or just...
More of the same, isn't it? You know, if they know, like we said, Madina's going to want to take this ball in, open up some angles, give herself some opportunities to attack. So they're going to be saying to Kat, just gotta keep it tight, keep it solid. If you're patient, she's going to give you the errors that she gave you this game.
Yeah.
So very interesting to see how Madina responds to that, if Kat's going to come out and do more of the same.
I'd like to see Madina come out and just rally a bit more rather than go for a lot of shots, because that's what the first game was.
Absolutely. Do you think she's maybe a little bit conscious? She hasn't been able to play and train for a few weeks. Maybe not.
Yeah, possibly trying to keep the rallies short.
In herself, just thinking, if this is going to be a really physical affair, that maybe doesn't suit me today.
Yeah, maybe.
She's
perfect.
That is an unbelievable finish. Woohoo! Tell you what, I wouldn't mind hitting a shot like that every once in a while. Beauty. Just a weak serve at the start of this rally, wasn't it?
Yeah.
3 volleys straight onto Kat's racket, and she's immediately, she's had to do 2 or 3 shots to recover from that.
Beautiful.
That's a great line.
It's more the stuff we've been talking about, isn't it? Bit more rally.
Positive start, worked her into the back of the court before she took it forward. Yeah. And then just, that literally 1-2 extra steps Kat has to do. And rather than being able to defend out really well from that corner, she's just, leaving the ball looser in the middle, and Madina can step onto that and really put her in trouble.
She's come flying out of the blocks here in the second.
She has. Strong start. It's exactly what she needed.
Wow.
Oh.
Beautiful stuff here from Madina.
Kat just leaving the ball in the middle. Madina's going to put those away. Really important at this level to get the width on those cross courts, isn't it?
You can see what Kat's trying to do here now, though. Really, really use that height and then take it in. Lob drop stuff, isn't it?
It's a good tactic when your accuracy is right on point, but as we've seen in the first kind of 4 rallies of this game, if you just get it a little bit wrong, it can be dangerous.
But it's working now, isn't it? Couple lob drops.
Yeah.
Back in it.
Back to 2-4. Kat just not letting Madina, not letting Madina extend her lead. Another corkscrew though.
She loves it.
It's a beautiful boast.
It's beautiful, yeah.
Three in that rally, but all of them really stretching Kat out into that front left corner.
I'd like to see her hit that straight a couple of times though. I feel like I know where it's going. Even though it's quality stuff, I know that it's going to be a boast.
Absolutely, it just opens yourself up a little bit, doesn't it? It loses its effectiveness if your opponent's reading it and knows it's coming. So, worked well in that rally.
Long shot there.
Left the ball loose. In order to cover one shot, she's just left herself way too open for another.
Yeah, you see her reset there at the back of the court.
Kat doing really well to respond here, though. Oh, I think that's a little bit harsh, maybe. What do you think about that one?
I think that's a let, to be honest. She's only just cleared, but Kat's unsure, so I think a let's the right decision. But
I'd have to agree with you on that one. I'd have given a let ball there. Kat, though, not letting it affect her. Head down, straight on with the next rally.
Yeah.
She knows what she needs to do. Almost snuck up.
Yeah, Madina's been stretched now. Do you think she's feeling it? Walking around the court trying to reset?
I think she's okay physically. She's just maybe a little bit frustrated with herself that she couldn't keep this lead going. Overcommitting to these short balls, though.
Yeah.
Possibly tentative on that strapped ankle.
Yeah, possibly.
Out of court. So Madina just staying in front as we come towards the business end of this second game. How important is it here, Anij, for Madina to take this second and level it up at 1-1.
Very, very important. The difference between being 1-1 and 2-0 down, you know you have to work so much harder if you're 2-0 down to even have a chance of getting back into a match, right?
I'd have to agree with you there, absolutely. And that's a fantastic finish on Cat's forehand after a couple of shaky tins. There's that boast again, absolutely gut-wrenching.
Just relieve the pressure though by a loose shot.
She has.
Oh, she's gone for the boast again.
Just the straight kill, the straight drive there was all it needed. Madina's shot selection just not quite there. That's a
top spin drop.
That's a great top spin drop. I think I'd like to see her playing a little bit more to Cat's backhand.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, maybe
some straight line hitting.
Yeah. We've not had a lot of length hitting, but as you just saw there, everything we have had so far has just been right onto Cat's forehand, which is her strongest side.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was. She did well to get to the ball there, but just couldn't do enough to get out of the way, could she?
No.
9-all, 10th times. This is a huge point, and that's a fantastic serve from Cat.
She's committed to that one as well.
Just guessing again, which is...
First time Cat's been ahead, game ball.
A good moment to take the lead, isn't it?
Yeah.
See, that's... That boast again is lethal. Oh, that is a... That's a poor error. Madina's thinking Cat's pickup was maybe a carry there, but the referee's saying
it's good.
She thought it was clean.
What did you think?
I didn't see a carry there for me personally when I was watching.
Yeah, neither did I. Thought it was good.
Can't let those things into your head there. When she's hit that last tin,
yeah.
You know, 10-9, one game ball down, she's in a fantastic position.
Yeah.
The referee's not called that out, you have to put that away.
Yeah.
It's so important to be ultra focused at this level. Until you hear that referee shout, you just have to play on.
And take your margins, even if it was a metre above the tin and going towards a length. Cat's nowhere near that. She's right in the front left corner there.
Exactly. It didn't need to be a good shot to be a winner, did it, really? So let's...
some replays here. First game. What's the second game?
There's that tin. I don't think it was a carry at all. She just got in there, waited for it to come back off the sidewall and hit it up. So a crucial second game that Alba Storm have taken there for Catriona to have a 2-love lead in this first match.
What do you think that will affect? How do you think that will affect the rest of the play-ins today?
It's going to be. I don't think any of these matches you can say are a write-off.
Yeah,
it's going to be. It's going to be incredibly interesting. What do you think, Anij? Hard to. Is it hard for you to see Madina coming back from this one?
I think she definitely could if she gets her mind in check. She's been dominating a lot of that second game, and when she decides to hit a length, you can tell that she's able to definitely dominate Cat.
I'd agree with you there. She's right in it, but something has to change because right now, Cat's just a little bit too solid for her. She's playing some great squash. She's got away with one there. She's tried to take the kill in from, maybe just not the most favourable position, and she's left it right in the middle of the court. A little bit of a gift to start off this third game. Madina's movement not looking fantastic, is it?
No. She looks hot on her heels, doesn't she?
That K-tape just flapping off a little bit now. She's got a bit sweaty. See it dangling around. That's better. Just get it deep onto that Cat's backhand side.
That boast again, but This time it's half court.
She really needs to be sure when she's taking that in. It's been working well so far, but she can't overplay it.
Committing again.
Absolutely everything here. She's just
guesswork.
guessing the cross court every time. She's moving so early. Kat just literally has time to watch her run across the court and hit it the other way.
Yeah.
Definitely something not quite right for her to be doing that, I think. It's a good drop. Well finished. Kept her composure.
Madina's looking more and more tense on that court, isn't she? Do you think much will change, or do you think it's a finish game?
It's not looking good right now, is it?
No,
4-1 to
not.
Kat. She can sense that something's not right, and if you look at her tee position compared to Madina's, you know, she's a whole stride further forward. She's really looking to get on that ball early, and you know, she's seen Madina guess multiple times now. Maybe just get there early, use a little bit of hold, and try and make her commit to something. That's certainly what I'd be looking to do if I was on court. It's a big opportunity squandered. Fairly loose ball in the middle that Madina's just put into the tin. It's a great get. Oh,
what a lob.
Ridiculous lob.
Yeah.
Maybe a slight bit of fortune, but she was on top of Madina in that rally regardless.
I love to see when they use height and it pulls off. Just like that.
We've not seen many lobs from Madina this game, have we?
No, and I
when
think
she's been under pressure.
I think having that ankle strap and seeing that her movement's a bit off, I'd like to see a bit more height. Someone's phone's just gone off.
Yeah, give herself the time to recover, doesn't it? Put the ball in the air, and she can get back into position, and she'll be ready to go after that next ball. Gonna have to see something special here if Nottingham want to win this first match. That's a big no there. Yeah, I'd say that's the right decision. The ball wasn't tight, but it was just fast enough, just far enough past her.
She's got to go back and retrieve that, didn't she?
Yeah, absolutely. One or two more patient rallies from Madina here.
Better than from Madina.
And that's a great finish.
Yeah. Actually hitting the length and Kat leaving at half court. Madina just finishing it off there.
But Madina's, you know, she's worked that opportunity by building on, you know, 4, 5, 6 good deep shots into the back of the court, and that's not something we've seen her do in 2.5 games so far.
Let's see if she can keep it going.
Let's hope so. She's
straight ball.
that's going to be a stroke, and it is stroke to Nottingham.
She's back in this game here.
Madina closing that 5-point gap now, just right back to 1.
Yeah.
Girls having a little bit of chat on court. 5-6. Kat just trying to G herself up a little bit. She'll be frustrated that she's thrown away such an advantage, but she's not going to be worried yet.
Double hit there.
Oh. Great sportsmanship from the Scot. Absolutely. Just conceding that return. 6-all. We've levelled up. If I was a betting man, I'd have lost money. Madina finding some real inspired mental toughness.
Yeah, to get back into this final game. Well, not final game.
She is taking the lead now. I think that's 5 or 6 points on the trot she's taken here and got herself 1 point in the lead in this third game.
Something she's pretty good at, to be fair. Reading off those points quickly. But
She does. She has really, really strong racket skills, but you know what's impressed me is this play we're watching right here. This is by far the most patient squash we've seen from her.
What do you think about that decision?
It was tight, but I think the stroke was the right call there for me.
I agree.
Just the ball was high, but it was slightly too loose in the middle. And there's the height. If Madina can, you know, stay solid here, keep her tactics on. Not. What decision was given there? So yeah, I think that might have been a yes let. It was, yeah. I'd agree with that. The ball, you know, slightly looser, just not travelling quite as deep as the first two scenarios. I think that's a fair decision for me. So 7-all, locked in.
Whoa.
And that's a great little 2-all burst from Kat there. Catching Madina slightly flat-footed in the middle of the court. She needs to make sure she gets this this deep, good length we were talking about.
I think Madina needs to hit a bit more on that right-hand side onto Kat's backhand, sorry.
Absolutely.
That's when we saw Kat making errors.
The last few rallies, it's just been all back on Kat's forehand.
Yeah.
That's better.
What a lift.
Fantastic lift to the backhand side. And that's just the lob that we've not seen her playing, and look how effective it can be. Especially, you know, we were talking about earlier, Kat really stepping forward and wanting to attack and take this ball early. If you can use that to your advantage and get it over and get it deep in the back of the court. Little miss hit there. Oh, Madina lifting it just out of court to give Kat 2 match balls. And
there we are, all finished here.
A disappointing way to end. That serve just dying into the sidewall, Nick. It's not something you see often at this level. I'm sure Madina's going to be disappointed with how she ended that, but she should be proud. She fought back well in that third game.
It's unfortunate she couldn't pull that back.
It's unfortunate, but Kat's played really well there. She's stuck in that all 3 of those games. She's dug in, she's been solid, she's kept those unforced errors right down to a minimum, and at the end of the day that was the difference for me. The error count for Madina just a little bit too high.
Yeah, and a bit much on that forehand of Kat's, and she's just controlled that middle a lot, hasn't she?
Yeah, so Madina's tactics just not quite right for University of Nottingham. And Alba Storm take the first match of tonight's proceedings, 3-love. Don't go anywhere, folks. Next up in just a couple of minutes is going to be the men's 2s. And that will be Adam Auckland from the University of Nottingham against Alan Klein for Alba Storm. Here we go, folks. Second match of tonight's proceedings. In the white for Alba Storm, Alan Klein, and a late minute entry for the University of Nottingham with Adam Auckland filling in for an unfortunately injured Nick Matthew. Adam actually with a slight chest infection, so hopefully that's not bothering him here tonight too much. Joining me in the commentary box for this one, we've got Madina's sister, fellow PSA professional, Madina Zafar.
Hello everyone, nice to be here.
Here to give some fantastic insight into this match.
Looking forward to this match.
Yeah?
Yeah.
We all saw you down the front of the court supporting your sister.
Yeah, have to.
Got,
What did you think? What did you think of the match? What are your
unfortunate
insights?
loss. I thought Kat played well. She stayed really solid.
Yeah, I agree. I think the second game if Madina had won the second game, it would have been interesting, because then it would have been, she would have not been as easy in the third, given that it would have been 1-1. So it's a different pressure when you go in knowing that you're 2-love up or you're 1-1. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that second game just absolutely crucial, isn't it?
Yeah, I agree.
Was she? We saw she had a bit of taping on her ankle there.
Yeah.
While I was watching the match, I really thought her movement was quite tentative.
I agree.
She wasn't moving, looking comfortable, and she was, when she had Kat in the middle of the court, she was just, guessing quite a lot with her movement.
Yeah.
Just, wondering if you know any more about that.
Yeah, I think so. I think she's been struggling with a bit of an injury ever since she played the Big Bucks Wednesday. But yeah, I think she got it all covered today. But we'll find more about it, I guess, from her later.
Yeah.
But I agree. Her movement looked like she was guessing at times, not sure where the ball was going.
Committing very early to some of those movements, wasn't she?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
All right, so any predictions? Any predictions here from you, Pfizer?
So I know Alan's been on the tour. He's just come back from playing World Doubles. Was he playing World Doubles?
I believe he was
Yes,
up in Glasgow.
Yes, so he must be sharp on the court, I'm sure. Sharp and fast. So it's going to be interesting. I can see it going 3-1 either way, to be fair. I'm not sure.
You're predicting 4 games, but you're not sure to who.
Yeah.
Both of these boys are not the tallest, but they are absolutely rapid around the court. I'll assure you of that. Unbelievable retrieving skills from both of them. Adam just spanking that Nick in the warm-up. Hopefully we can see a few of those.
I don't know. Do you know when did Adam last play PSL?
This is his first match for University of Nottingham this season in the Cup.
All right, so it's going to be interesting.
He's been nominated for University of Nottingham's team for quite a few years now, especially in the old format where we had 5 matches, 3 boys, 2 girls.
Yeah.
He was a relatively regular appearance for us. Working full time now though, Adam.
Yeah.
Employed as a physio. Graduated uni, finished his physiotherapy course here at the University of Nottingham.
I'm actually, I'll add to that. I'm actually working on a rehab program with him as well for my knee. So yeah, he's been really good with the physio, and I'm seeing him this Thursday, to be fair, about my knee. Yeah.
Well, hopefully he's as good of a physio as he is of a squash player.
We would want that tonight.
Adam winning the toss. It's going to be University of Nottingham to serve.
Just saw Colleen follow Adam. Colleen's just retired. Have we got anything to say about that? Are we making...
She has. We mentioned that earlier during the intros.
Right.
A very emotional time, I'm sure, for for quite a lot of people here at Nottingham. Colleen and Adam been engaged for a few years now, and they've been based here in Nottingham for a good few years, for as long as I've been here, which is four years now. And, yeah, no news yet on what Colleen's going to be doing moving forward, as far as I'm aware. I was speaking to Adam earlier, just before the matches all kicked off, and he told me it's currently under wraps. It's a little bit of a secret, the next stage, but he said it will be revealed over the next few days. I did ask, and for any of you wondering, no, she is not pregnant.
But Matt started, and Adams hit a 10 to begin with, but that's all right.
Yeah, just these boys feeling their way into this game.
Yeah.
Maybe a slightly nervous error. So obviously, a lot of these Nottingham players, obviously these guys play all over the world on all sorts of courts.
Yeah.
But with the Park, for many of them being their home club, how does it affect you when you're on the tour, Faiza? If you've got a tournament at your home club and you've played on that court for a lot of years, do you feel like it gives you much of an advantage even at this level?
Yeah, that's a very good point, Sam. It's because when you do have an advantage when you play home, because you know how the ball's gonna react. You know where the ball bounces and where it dies. So that's definitely an edge. But do I say that determines whether you're gonna win or lose that day? Not entirely. So it's always an edge, but it wouldn't be the deciding factor for sure.
Just another one to consider.
Yeah.
An unbelievable kill to finish the last rally for Adam on the forehand side.
Nicely punched down that.
That's what you were talking
line.
about.
Yes, punch, hit, and punch.
That fadeaway just dying straight into the sidewall, Nick. University of Nottingham opening up a quick 2-point lead at the start of the proceedings in this second match.
The court really rewards you if you hit it with a bit of a pace. From what I noticed from the match between Madina and Kate.
Yeah, both of those girls struggling a little bit to get the ball right through to the back of the court, weren't they?
Yeah.
Great forehand kill from Alan there.
And another one off on a kill, so that's what we were saying. It rewards you when you hit it down and low on this court, I'd say. Oh. That's a good rally there.
Great rally. Both those
Nicely
boys
put away.
opening up a few opportunities, but Alan finishing it off the best.
Yeah.
Just too loose.
Yeah. Just open up the whole court for Alan to do whatever.
Not hard fought lead for Auckland here at the beginning of the second game. Just been
And another nice one from Adam.
nullified from Klein, but a good response.
It's 4-all in the first game.
Obviously, like you said earlier, Faiza,
Yeah.
with Alan being away at World Doubles last week or so,
Yeah.
and I know yourself and your sister have represented Pakistan on a national level in the doubles as well.
Yeah.
How will it have affected Klein, if at all, playing on the big doubles court all week, and then just a few days later, back on the singles court on a a higher tin, obviously doubles 13-inch tin. Here we're on 17, so that's a 4-inch higher tin and a much narrower court.
Yeah.
No.
Oh, that's beautifully put away. Just slide it in the boast out of nowhere.
It's a fantastic boast.
Yeah. So.
Is he going to have readjusted very quickly?
Yeah, I think. Well, personally, in my experience, when I played in the Commonwealth and I played doubles, and when we used to practice as well, you know, in the practice games before heading for the games, every time you play on the doubles and then you come back on the singles, it's it just feels. I like that feeling because I feel that, like you said, it's narrow, but it's also like it's just shorter. So I enjoy playing on the singles after the doubles.
Beautiful finish.
Yeah, small. The court feels small for once.
I can tell you what, it definitely feels a lot bigger when you're on there than it looks on the screen from here. Oh, that is a ridiculous finish. A couple of winners for Adam on that backhand, taking it into the front right corner.
Yeah, giving him a very healthy lead here, 7-4. That's a good lead.
Very confident. Adam loves the ball down that backhand wall. It's definitely one of his strength areas.
Yeah, definitely where we see Colleen talk about it a lot as well. The smooth backhand.
Very smooth. Very aesthetic technique, isn't it?
Yeah.
But Klein not letting him run away with it.
So
Playing well, keeping himself in this first game.
Yeah. I would say when you're on there, on that court, in that court, never make it easy for the player, the other one. Like, I'm sure that's what we all strive for, but you just really need to make sure you make them earn that point. Oh, that is such
beautiful line.
Beautiful line, yeah.
I don't think many people appreciate just how hard it is to get that angle right, to get the ball, you know, running away from your opponent and dying into that back corner and just not letting them cut it off through the middle.
Yeah. Sometimes I think it's squash is so much about angles, the right angles. So, yeah. If you put in a nice, just like a nice drive or a wide cross, it rewards you so much for it. So yeah, sometimes you don't need to be fancy. Just get it right in the angle. Get their angles right, actually.
Absolutely. A softer, more well-controlled shot is often much more effective.
Oh, lucky one there.
Than a harder one. Klein just
sneaks that one in.
Sneaking one off the frame onto the front wall. Beautifully tight drive from Adam, but his 3-point lead reduced to 1.
Oh.
And a crucial error off the serve here.
That is going to cost him.
Climb back in at 8-all. These next 2 points are going to be absolutely crucial. A few unforced errors from Adam.
Yeah.
Like we said earlier, he is struggling with a little bit of a chest infection and filling in for a slightly injured Nick Matthew, so potentially the pace of these rallies maybe getting to him a little bit now we're 16, 17 rallies deep.
Yeah.
Maybe those errors not quite as unforced as they would appear.
Maybe not. Oh, another one. So if you see Klein, he's not going for any fancy shot. He's just extending the rallies now. So he's taking advantage of the fact that Adam doesn't want to go for long rallies.
Extend those rallies.
Yeah.
Well, not sure if you've watched a lot of Klein play Pfizer, but that is very much his game. He's very fast around the court, and he just won't make those unforced errors. He's super solid.
And
a fourth error in a row there, I think, from Adam.
And that puts Adam down in the first game, like game ball down.
He's been been leading for the majority. Klein finishing it off with a beautiful forehand drop from the back of the court.
And this goes to Alba Storm, leads 1-2 love.
Mark Fuller there, University of Nottingham, head of squash in the green and yellow. Just
followed by Nick.
On his way to have a chat to Adam. A lot of errors at the end of that first game, and you have to say it's cost the University of Nottingham there.
Yes, and the thing to know, he had a 3-point lead in the first, which and so I'd say I'd give it to Klein for coming back and then taking the game off Adam.
He stuck him well, didn't he?
He has, actually, yes.
I think he knew what he had to do. He just kept it really, really solid, kept it tight. I think the difference between a few of the shots that Klein was taking in and Adam,
yes,
is that Klein was giving himself much more of a margin. You know, he's taking that ball in 3 inches above the tin. He's just making sure he rolls it in really tight to the sidewall. So regardless of whether Adam can get there relatively comfortably or not, he's just not opening himself up to any kind of counter-attack. He's just moving Adam around the court and trying to force a loose ball from playing it tight. Where, you know, maybe Adam, if he is struggling to catch his breath a little bit and he doesn't want these longer rallies, he's trying to take that ball in a little bit lower. He's angling it towards the nick rather than trying to get it running tight.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what Adam comes back with in this game, and what's his game plan. Is it going to be more defensive now, or is it going to be a bit more attacking, or is it going to be because like we saw, he had a good healthy lead there. I remember seeing a healthy lead, and that didn't last long. But let's see what Adam has to offer.
Absolutely. This match is far from over yet.
Klein's in already, hitting the ball, getting comfortable. We can see that he's definitely up for it. It's let's see if Adam puts up a good fight, gets himself there, and gets this game.
Be interesting to see then in the first few rallies of this game what the tactics
That's
are.
nicely put away. Forehand volley drop, punished by Adam.
It's very quick across the middle, isn't he? Onto that ball, very fast, just not giving Klein any time to recover and get himself back in a position to return. Flying across the middle of the court, just opening himself up a little bit too much. Klein with the ultra wide width to get it around him.
Yes. Oh, very nicely. Another nice boast. He's really going for it on the forehand, I see.
Beautiful, beautiful boast. Very difficult to hit the ball as hard as they do on that, you know, that trickle boast, the Aussie boast, and get the ball staying quite as short as it does.
Yeah.
You know, the skill it takes to get the angle just right is incredible for them. These guys doing it consistently.
That's a lovely drop there.
It is unbelievable. A slower rally down that backhand side. Not quite as explosive through the middle as we've seen so far. Be typical of the rest of this match.
Created the opportunity and then exploited it.
Adam hitting both these boys actually hitting a great length. It's going to be a stroke, unfortunately. Once again, Klein just not letting Adam pull away from him, is he? Keeping in touch on the scoreboard.
Oh, would you call that a forced error or an unforced error?
it's an unforced error, isn't it? It's a relatively loose ball from Klein, but it's deep in the court, and Adams not set 100%. Maybe the drop shot definitely not the most consistent option to go for from that position.
Yeah.
But like we said, and as we've seen, if Adam is feeling this a little bit physically, a tin is actually better for him than winning a 90-second 2-minute rally. Losing one rally in the tin and being fresh for the next one, if he does have this chest infection, is much better for him than winning a 2-minute rally and then having to take 3-4 rallies to recover after that.
I agree, but Klein is loving these long rallies.
Oh, a windmill.
A windmill?
The ball goes up from Klein, a great lob.
Oh, nicely put away on that one.
Some fantastic squash from both these boys.
Yeah, really good. Look, really good rally as well, that one. It's going to have its all on Adam, though. Oh.
The topspin volley there, just not quite what it needed to be, was it?
Oh, it's fading. He's fading.
After taking Adam was looking strong with a 3-1 lead just 2 minutes ago, and it's all slipped away. 6-3 Klein leads in this second, and
this is what you just said about taking 4 rallies to recover, maybe.
Yeah, he's...
So he must be struggling there with... that's a nice, tight drive. Nothing you can do out of it.
It's not a winner at this level. Adam's movement onto that ball just looking super laboured. If that had been the other way around, Klein's boasting that ball back out.
Yeah. I agree, yeah. And now this gives Klein a very nice looking lead in the second game.
In the blink of an eye, Adams lost 8 rallies in a row here, and quite a few strokes, a few enforced errors. He really needs to regroup mentally if he wants to make any headway in this match.
Yeah, it's when at times like these where your mental strength really, really, really comes into play, and also your willpower. But maybe we'll see a bit more of that in the third. We can hope so.
Hopefully, a little bit of a write-off that second game for Auckland, but Klein staying incredibly well composed, not being, not letting Adam's gameplay get to him.
No, Klein's been very strong.
Absolute professional, isn't he? Got down to business, finished off those rallies quickly.
Alba Storm. This gives Alba Storm a 2-love lead against
the University of Nottingham. Finish that sentence for you, Faiza.
Well, I waited for you to finish it. I thought you'd give it a good University of Nottingham. So, yeah. This is going to be interesting to see what happens in the third game. Do you think it's going to be... What are your predictions?
I think it absolutely all depends on what mindset Adam comes out in here.
Yeah.
We've seen from that first game, we've seen from the start of that second game, that he's absolutely, got the skills to take this decline, and it's by no means going to be an easy feat. Alan he's an unbelievable player, and he absolutely deserves his world ranking.
Definitely, nothing comes off easy on any squash court, especially not against these top players. You need to really dig in to get every single point. Nobody's going to give it easy to you. So let's see how much Adam is going to push in this one.
He needs to come out really, really wanting to win this match of squash. He's going to have to put everything into it.
I agree.
And it's not whether he's capable squash-wise.
Yeah.
Everything for me here depends on
how much
which Adam Auckland walks through that door and gets back on court.
Yes.
And how willing he is to dig in and really dig deep in this match.
Yeah. Big mental, physical, and will battle this one.
Absolutely.
It's just I think it matters, the game score matters so much because it either creates pressure on your opponent or takes it off. So, do you know what I mean?
Absolutely, yeah. You know, just
So if you go in and it's 1-1, your opponent's gonna be a completely different when compared to how is he gonna be if he's 2-love up. So you've got to really, I think, games matter in this aspect. But then squash is quite. This is the beauty. You can win from 2-love down as well. I've seen that happen loads.
absolutely. Klein's going to be confident here. He's got the momentum. We need to see a really, really strong start from Adam. I think these first 3, 4, 5 points are going to be absolutely crucial if he wants to take this match to a 4th game. Look at his movement through the middle, definitely looking more sprightly. But you know, we saw this in the second and it didn't last. So let's see. It's unbelievably difficult ball to volley.
Although I see that Klein is really. He's like, look at his body in this game. It's a good rally. It's a good first rally.
Good first rally for Klein, that's for sure. He's gonna,
yeah.
he's going to be happy here if he can put some miles into Adam's legs early on.
Adam really needs to win this for him to get this. Oh, he's got his hands already on his waist.
With the reverse boast, the leisure centre boast.
We love it.
There's definitely nothing casual or pedestrian about that, though.
Adam needs to dig in. Have you played against either of the players, Sam?
I've been on court with Adam a number of times.
Yeah.
I've never played with Kleiny.
Yeah.
Actually, don't think I've hit with any of the Scots actually, but
really,
I've not. Before this match, I was just organising a little hit with Adam actually. With,
okay.
A lot of my training partners at the university heading
Another
home for
long
Easter.
rally, yeah.
Another long rally indeed, and very well finished. Maybe if he'd have organised a hit with me, you know, last week before this match, it'd be a different story right now.
We are hoping for it to be a different story here, but currently with the 3-love lead.
Yeah, Adam's come out and he's, you know.
Yeah.
I was about to say he's moving a lot better, but just a little bit of a guess. The hold a little bit too good from Klein there.
Yeah, Klein plays well. I've seen him play in Pakistan against Rodriguez, and it was a really good match given how physical he can go. Because we know how physical Rodriguez is, so he really took him there. So yeah, it's gonna be in Klein's favor if he just continues to go on for long rallies like the ones we've just seen.
Yeah, absolute physical machine.
Yeah. Oh, nice.
A few court sprints for Adam are absolutely not what the doctor has ordered.
This is going to be spirit breaker, I'm telling you.
A tough rally physically.
Oh, look at that. Oh.
Almost catching him off guard with that backwall burst.
Smiling away. Got lucky with that, I'd say.
Yeah. Just look at Adam's body language. He's pretty much given up here.
Yeah.
5-1 lead, and that's not even close. That's the bottom of the tin.
He's dying away.
Just a big error off the serve. I think
he's got his hand on his knee. He's bent down.
He's bent over double. He's really struggling physically.
Oh, he's trying to go for a volley.
He's gone for the nick. Looking like it's going to be.
Must be tough.
3-love to Klein here.
It's looking really tough for Adam. He is not having a good time.
He's completely given up. That chest infection really getting to him. I know he was actually worried earlier because he called in sick and took the day off work.
Oh my God.
And he saying, you know, how ill he was, and he told me earlier he sent a very worried text to his boss explaining the situation and just kind of hoping that she would understand, because he was thinking just how bad it looks for him to call in sick to work and turn up for some PSL on the evening. But Klein too good.
Klein has played a solid match there, giving Alba Storm a 2-love lead in the overall.
Exactly. So with only 2 matches to go, the University of Nottingham can only bring it back to a draw. Another 3-love to Alba Storm. Hard work to be done for the Nottingham players to bring this one back. But Tinne Gilis up next, fresh off her biggest PSA title, winning the Annecy Open against her sister just a few days ago. If anyone's the girl to do it,
she's gonna be sharp, ready for it, up for it, to bring University of Nottingham back into the battle.
Absolutely. And the girl who's going to be trying to deny her that is Georgia Adderley, another young Scot, just up around 60 in the world. So a tall order playing Tinne, who's very established on the tour. You know, she's top 25. I think she's only going to be climbing the rankings coming off some of these big results. So on court in just a few minutes, as we said, we're going to see Tinne Gilis taking on Georgia Adderley. Don't go anywhere.
Okay, so next on court we have Tinne Gilis and Georgia Adderley.
Yeah, Georgia's from Scotland, and she's a good squash player, very solid. She's been getting some good PSA wins as well.
Do you know both these girls personally, or?
of course, we know Tinne. She comes down to play at the club as well. So Georgia, I know I've seen her play on the tour, play some tournaments. I've never really played against her ever, but yes, I would say she's a very good upcoming player as well, very solid. And definitely, I think, is she the number one from Scotland, or is it Lisa who's number one?
I think Lisa's just ahead because of
Yeah.
yeah.
So Georgia was also playing the World's Doubles Championship that was also in Scotland last week, so she's gonna be up and sharp. Probably not as sharp as Tinne, who's just won against her sister in NSC.
Yeah.
What are your predictions? What do you think, Anuj?
Given Tinne's experience and class, I'll have to say 3-love to Tinne personally. What about you?
You're going for 3-love to Tinne as well?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
I think it's going to be good to watch because, like I said, Georgia is definitely a solid player.
Yeah.
And she's going to try and squeeze a game, or probably she's going to try her best to squeeze a game out. But let's see if Tinne lets her.
Yeah. The only time I've seen Georgia is in Bucks individuals a couple of years ago against Grace, where she dominated Grace.
How was that?
Yeah, Grace got dominated during. Well, I think obviously Grace was obviously less experienced during that time and fresh into uni. So
yeah, Georgia has a solid game, and she's come up loads.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you think both of these players are thinking in their heads right now? Like, what are their game plans?
That's a good question. I think Tinne is just going to try and not let Georgia get on top and, control the game, control the tee. That's what Tinne is going to want to do.
Yeah.
And Georgia's going to make Tinne's life as hard as she can because that's the best game plan she can come up with for now. As a senior player or as a better player, you always go in court thinking, yeah, I want to be in control of this game. I want to control the tee.
Yeah.
And if you're up against a better player, you want to really, really dig in there and try and make life as hard for them as you can.
Yeah. Looks like we're ready for the spin. Georgia to serve first.
That's Alba Storm is going to be serving.
This is a very, very important match within proceedings tonight, isn't it?
It is. It is important for University of Nottingham to stay in the battle.
Yeah, being 2-love down with 2 games to play after this.
It's going to be interesting to see what happens, and yeah, look forward to this.
Georgia straight back on court.
She looks well up for it.
Yeah.
I wonder if they travelled today all the way from Scotland, or did they travel?
I'm not entirely sure, to be honest. Saw them all come in today. They all look pretty fresh, so.
Pretty fresh.
Yeah. Unless they travelled early this morning.
Yeah.
Pretty long way to come, isn't it, every week for a PSL match?
And level.
Both just trying to find their length here. Jockeying for that T position.
Slightly overhitting to just get the ball back in the beginning.
Toying with each other, really.
Oh. She's attacked that one.
Yeah. Georgia straight out the blocks with that forehand kill. Oh, good work.
That's a lucky one.
Georgia leads 2-love.
And a nicely put away cross court.
That will settle some nerves for Tinne, won't it?
It would, yeah. That's
Both these girls used to the big stage. Oh,
what a width.
Just taking a space on the tee. And a perfect drive. Attacking drive.
Oh, leisure centre boast.
Yeah.
Not a very.
Tinne on the receiving end of some tough rallies to start with there.
That drop gives Georgia a 1-point lead. Oh.
Tight volley drop.
Oh.
Top spin volley drop.
Nothing on her. If you give anything to Georgia on her racket, she's going to slot it away. Good on the volleys.
You can see here Tinne's getting back into it. You can take her aggression out on the
Yeah.
court. Really hitting the ball with some pace.
Some pace and some intensity.
That's what we like to see, isn't it?
Yeah. Mixing it up really well now. And
Perfect,
nicely puts
yeah.
away.
Even turn now on the first game. She's been sent the wrong way there.
Yeah.
Back of the court.
The ball really died in the corner there. Gives Georgia another lead. Oh.
Another leisure centre boast. This time putting her under more pressure.
She's done well to get back into it.
Seriously under the cosh now. But in the middle from Tinne. Relieves the pressure. Some seriously good retrieving here.
Yeah, and I really like how she's using height to get out of trouble.
Yeah, and it's paid off, hasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, all pickups were good in my head.
This gives Georgia a good 2-point lead in the first game against Tinne. No. Really commanding the court.
Yeah,
there.
taking up space once again.
Yeah.
That's what we like to see, and making Georgia do the work. Some nervous stuff from both of them. It's getting,
That's going to be a let. Oh,
straight ball.
Georgia doesn't look too happy with that decision. She's just
What do you
stood
think
there.
about that?
Yeah, I think I called it a let ball.
Yeah, I have to agree there with the let ball. She did try and clear.
Yeah.
Had enough space to play that in my head, but Some serious hitting here from
Yeah, some serious
Tinne. Pace
hitting
on the
there.
ball. She's under pressure now. Oh,
Oh
missed the
no.
sitter here. Georgia.
She's been doing well on the volley previously. Really good
Yeah.
points, a few points before.
But when it's the easy ones, that's when you feel the most pressure, isn't it?
That's so true, Anuj. It's when you're expected to really do something with the ball.
It's when you have time.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Oh. Thought she'd stop there for a stroke, but she didn't.
that was more of a stroke than the other one for me.
Yeah, I agree. Oh, I really like how these girls, even Kat and both, they're using good use of height
Yeah.
to get back, you know, into the rally, back to the tee.
Relieve some pressure,
Yeah.
doesn't it? And can be very, very attacking as well if you get it right.
Yeah, exactly.
Ooh.
The thing is, I see Tinne trying to get a lot of pressure on Georgia.
What a shot.
Yeah. By those intense hitting.
Georgia not happy with that.
No, she's not. Now this gives Tinne a 2-point lead.
Yeah, 4 points on the trot.
Yeah.
Both these girls really going for it here. Oh,
Oh, nicely put away. Well, that was a very nice volley drop. How good is your volley drop, Anuj?
depends. Depends how high the ball is.
Yeah.
I feel more uncomfortable when it's high.
You're pretty tall yourself. How high do you want it to be?
Anything hip shoulder high is perfect in my.
Yeah. Just like she put away now.
Yeah.
That's very shoulder high.
Obviously, as you get further away from the body, it's harder to control.
Yeah.
Oh, brilliant
Ah.
hold and flick.
That was nicely done. Got
Yeah.
her sending all the, well, didn't send her off, yeah.
Saved one game ball. That.
7-10. Oh.
Oh. Wow.
Brilliant game from Tinne, which brings back University of Nottingham into the game, into the battle.
What do you think George is thinking about that first game? Like, she led a lot of that first game and let it slip. And
Yeah, I think she's going to be disappointed with the fact that she did, towards the end, hit a few onto the racket, which allowed Tinne to do whatever she wanted to do with the ball, really.
yeah, I felt like she became less attacking, didn't she? Like,
I
towards
agree.
the business end of that game, she was being more cautious and
Yeah.
didn't feel like she took it in.
Yeah, it would
with
be
as much-
interesting to
with as
see
much- yeah.
how she comes back. Like, what mindset is she going to have? She's going to be defensive? Is she going to be attacking? Cautious? Not so cautious anymore?
Yeah, I think when Georgia tried to attack in that game, she really took the game to Tinne. And
I agree.
Tinne couldn't hit that length and was
No.
really rushing, right?
Yeah.
So I think that's what Georgia needs to do. But a perfect first game from Tinne, like sticking in there, finding her length towards the middle. And the
Yeah,
end
really
of that
put the
game.
pressure on as well with her hard hitting.
What do you think Colleen said there to Tinne? Keep it going, or come on, you got to hit better length, or
I think she probably told her to keep doing what she was doing because
Yeah.
it's been working, but like be a bit more like. I think she probably told her that she's gonna come. Georgia's gonna come and won this game now.
yeah.
Yeah, so
Very important game.
be up for it, be ready for it.
Tinne to serve once again.
Unlucky for Tinne. A right shot to play though.
Yeah, definitely. Tinne had Georgia doing court sprints there, stretching to receive every ball.
Yeah.
I think we're going to see a lot of that in this game. Tinne really taking the game to Georgia and stepping up on that volley. Exactly what I was thinking.
She stepped up the game as well, Tinne, this time. If you see, she's really looking to hunt those volleys.
Yeah,
really
she can sense that Georgia's feeling the pressure and feeling the intensity of that first game. Because Tinne really has kept that intensity up, and I feel like Georgia's movement's so much slower and a bit more lethargic. She's not going on the volley as much either. Yeah, right to play on there. Win that shot.
I think Tinne started to enjoy being on court. Like, she's really loving it now.
Yeah.
You know
Nerves
when it's
fully settled.
Yes, that's the right word. Settled. She's very much settled now.
Yeah, Georgia knows.
Georgia is not very happy with that.
No,
she does not
she
like.
knows that she's being sent around the court, isn't she?
She's not, and she doesn't.
There's not much you can do when some of the quality of Tinne is hitting.
Well, well, that's a nicely put away kill, straight kill there.
Just lost the ball for a second there.
We found it. It stays in. It doesn't go anywhere.
Tinne has a 2-point advantage here in the second game.
Oh.
Georgia trying to take her time and reset this second game, and some loose stuff here from Georgia though.
Yeah.
Just allowing
a good
Tinne
long rally this one.
Yeah. Allowing Tinne to stay in control and control that tee.
Yeah. Oh, leisure centre boost.
She loves that, doesn't she? The little leisure centre boost.
And she's actually scored on it, so it works.
It does work. One of my favourite shots.
Is it? Yeah, if you play that once in a game, it definitely gets you the point.
Georgia's looking a bit more comfortable now.
Yeah, and she's
movement's quicker and more explosive.
I like how Georgia hits and punch from the front like that one. If you see, the weights are so good. Created the perfect opportunity and went for it. I think it was the right shot.
Yeah, definitely the right shot. Just unfortunate that it clipped the top of the tin.
Yeah.
I like what she's doing, to be fair. Really putting the pressure on Tinne.
Oh, gone for another one into the tin.
Just needs to give herself a little bit of margin, doesn't she?
Yeah.
Even if it's a couple centimetres above the tin, making Tinne do that extra movement to the front.
Now she's a bit frustrated.
Yeah,
now.
3 tins in a row gives Tinne a 4-point lead in the second game. 3-7 to Tinne Gilis.
So what happens if it is 2-all to both? Does it come down to points?
I'm not entirely sure, to be honest.
Sorry?
I'm not entirely sure, to be honest. I think it might come down to games first.
Yeah.
Then,
probably, yeah.
I'll have to check the new rules. I'll go have a quick check.
Quick browsing. Oh,
Wow.
really, really attractive from
Yeah.
Tinne here. She's really enjoying every opportunity she's getting to damage Georgia, I believe. Very healthy lead of 8-3 in the second game for Tinne. Georgia with an unforced, or forced, looked like a forced one here, error.
7-point lead for Tinne. Game ball to take it to 2-love. George just
Very
scavenging.
nicely held and then punched away, giving University of Nottingham a 2-love lead.
Really professional here from Tinne. Yeah.
What have you found? What have you found?
Well, on the PSL website,
Yeah,
it says fixtures are usually played on Tuesday nights.
yeah, we know. Okay.
Well, it's a Monday. Starting at 7 p.m. We did start at 7. Tie consists of 5 players from each team playing the
Oh, I
opposite.
think this is the old.
Yeah,
They
so
haven't
that's the
updated.
old.
Yeah.
I don't think the PSL website's been updated, to be honest.
Well, that highlights something important here. They need to update their website.
Yeah.
Very
England
important.
England squash. But
There's nothing bad as worse than wrong information.
yeah. Well,
No information is better than
okay.
wrong information. So it would be good if they can update it.
Okay. I think I found some new
Oh.
information. Okay. New
Okay.
information. Each team will comprise of 2 men and 2 women, with a minimum of 1 Englishman and 1 Englishwoman.
Yeah. Oh, okay. So they have updated it. Correction.
All match will be played on 1 court. The format will be 11 pass scoring, best of 5 games.
Tinner's back on court.
Doesn't say anything about if the matches are tied.
Well, we can hope that it goes to 2-all, and then we can find out about it. And
Super match, hopefully.
yeah,
Not super over, super match. That would be exciting, wouldn't it?
yeah, I agree.
Tinne straight back on court, looking confident.
She's already back on. Ready
Georgia
for
back on now. What do you think Georgia's team will be saying to her after that 11-3 second game?
I think they will want her to focus on what she did well in the first and even in the second. She got some good rallies in, but just needs to take the ball out of Tinner's reach.
And how do you do that when Tinne's been so controlling? Like, she's dominated the tee, been on every volley.
The best way to do that is to get it really tight, and that we can see Georgia really trying to make the ball go at the back.
Yeah, and you see again Tinne with that serious pace. You can see what Georgia's trying to do. She's trying to get back on that tee and stay on there as long as possible.
Extend the rallies a little.
Yeah.
But even in the length battle, you gotta be very accurate to win.
Stay just in.
Yeah. Oh.
Oh. Tinne. Wow.
Well, did I see an early celebration?
Well, she thought that
Yeah.
that retrieval wouldn't come back, did she?
Well, that was a really good first rally for the third game.
Some good length from Tinne, but
Oh, that's an error from Tinne for one.
yeah.
I mean, she's been so consistent and solid. I don't think she played an error in the second game.
A bit too relaxed, I think, in that drop shot.
Jumping a bit, hyping herself back in.
Good pace on that. Lots of pressure. Slots it away.
I really like the pattern she generates on the backhand with the pace first and then with the soft drop or soft cross drop. So it's
stays really short, doesn't it, when you use that cut to take it in short.
Frustrated all from Georgia.
Tinne winning that length battle once again, taking in short once again. Good lift though this time from Georgia.
Yeah.
Controlling. That's all she's doing.
But look at the length and the width of her shot. It's just really nice and tight. So.
There we go, a loose shot.
Yeah.
Allows George to volley, but still.
It's the pace as well. Sometimes the ball's really coming at you at pace, and it's hard for you to go short. Oh.
Been sent the wrong way there. Georgia leaning over, tired.
Yeah.
Trying to reset. She knows that she's coming to the end of this third game. If it keeps going this way, she needs to change something quickly.
I'd give it to Georgia. She's really trying to hang in there, trying to, give it everything. But currently, Tinne's just too good for her.
That's nice though.
Yeah.
That's nice.
That's a nice trickle burst.
Tinne still with a 2-point lead. Cross-court volley. Do you think Tinne's getting a bit excited? Middle end of this game?
I think the first few rallies were a bit too intense. She just want to reset, get back into it.
Yeah.
Definitely hitting that hard, with that pace for that long, that takes a toll.
Yeah. Straight ball for me. Oh.
She probably needed to show that she wanted to hit instead of just crouching. Sometimes you need to show that you were,
I still don't think that was a line. Georgia just cleared straight into Tinne there. Nice height and tight.
Oh, Tinne is going. Oh.
Back on the volley now, Tinne.
Yeah.
Two-point lead here for Tinne in this final game. Final.
In the third game.
Third game, I mean. Not final.
We like that.
Well, it's my prediction.
Yeah.
My prediction was 3 games.
I see.
But Georgia's trying to make it hard.
Yeah.
Sticking in there, isn't she?
It's a better game for Georgia, this one, with a closer score as well.
Good lift there from Tinne. Keeping Georgia right at the back and taking it short. And again. Stretching Georgia corner to corner, isn't it?
The court for her. Georgia really staying in.
Oh. Georgia's stuck in this rally. Oh.
That's a very good rally. Good effort from Georgia and really well played from Tinne. Really controlled every single shot of that rally.
Oh. Forcing that, I think, a bit. Just need to play that extra shot. Getting a bit nervy here. Good height.
Yeah.
Loose shot from Georgia. Mid-court and again. And Tinne just finishes it.
With a volley drop.
Yeah.
Gives her a healthy 2 lead, I'd say, at this point, given that both of them are probably feeling quite, like I said, Georgia probably.
That's been the story of the match, really.
Yeah.
Tinne just getting on the volley a bit early and taking it in. Georgia not being able to recover from being stretched.
Oh.
Service line drop there from Georgia. Oh, staying in that rally though.
She's still.
Smile from Tinne.
Yeah. Georgia's not letting her get anything easy.
2-point lead here for Tinne in this third game.
Oh, that's an error.
Some nervy return of serve there from Tinne.
It almost felt like she was not ready for it.
It's a bit better on the return.
Oh, another one.
2
That
tins.
makes it 8-all.
2 tins gives
Georgia just
Georgia back at
digging,
8-all.
She's digging in.
A little reward for staying in now.
Yeah.
So good length here from Tinne. Taking the volley again. Good height there this time for Georgia. Oh. I like that combo, little
That's a really good rally.
lob drop.
They both have each other on under pressure.
Now an error from Georgia gives Tinne a 9-8 lead.
A point closer to the match ball. Oh, 3 crosses in a row. That's really interesting.
Great retrieval here from Georgia.
Oh, she's really giving it her all. But nicely put away from Tinne to get a 10-8 match ball.
There we are. Tinne Gilis.
And we have Tinne's one true love to bring back. University of Nottingham.
Nottingham are still in it.
The final match of tonight's proceedings. My third attempt at this intro.
Third time lucky, you might say.
Declan James for the University of Nottingham, trying to level it up against Greg Lobban of Alba Storm. And joining me for this last match, a few of you loyal viewers might remember, University of Nottingham alumni, ex-legend, ex-co-commentator, Oran Imler.
How are we doing, Sam?
I'm doing very well, especially now I've got you back next to me.
I know I make you feel more comfortable at the mic.
Absolutely.
What are our predictions? They're both very, very close in ranking and standard at the moment.
Dec's been playing well recently. He's been playing much better these last few months, so I'm going to put my money on Dec here. He's gonna put a shift in. He's going to work hard to level up for Nottingham.
I need a score.
You need a score. I'm going to go 3-1 Declan.
3-1. Someone needs to get their squash skills, squash levels predictor out. I'm sure it'll give us some great insight into that. I think Deco will have it. Home crowds, home court. He's been playing on this since he was about 3, so I'll give it a big 3-2.
Big 3-2. Oh.
Big 3-2.
Well, I hope we're in for that much of a treat. It's going to be some fantastic squash. What have you thought of the matches so far? I've seen you down in the crowd.
They've been mixed, quite topsy-turvy. The last game I thought was a real high quality, nice and tight, good physical rallies in there. So
Top class affair, wasn't it?
yeah, I think I expect even more from these two. I think Dec's got his short shots on. He's going to be looking to do some very deep lunges in this game.
When you can see that much style, you know they mean business. Tell you what, having not seen a great deal of Georgia Adley since under-19s,
She's got a lot better.
I've been really, really impressed with her squash. Obviously, I've been following a few results on Squash Site and seeing the wins and her rise through the rankings. To get up to 60 in the world is an incredible feat. But I thought she played some really great squash against an absolute world-class opponent in Tinne tonight.
And Greg has definitely been hitting the dance floor. Maybe even did some Highland dancing with those quick feet to hop over the ball just a minute ago.
Absolutely, and that tash just completes the look for me.
Must say I'm not a fan.
Not a fan.
I have been calling for him to shave it off for weeks.
Your Instagram DMs haven't been answered.
No, I think he's blocked me, unfortunately.
Maybe if there's a little post-match interview, we can shave it off live on camera. To the delight of many fans, I'm sure.
Wonder what Donna thinks about it. Maybe it's to be fair, I think I've probably seen quite a few Aussies with some thick tashes, so maybe it's maybe she was the one gunning for it.
The Aussies love a tash, I reckon, at the risk of a bit of racial stereotyping. Some good hard rallies here. Start of this first game.
Yeah, they're definitely looking to eat into each other's legs early.
Feeling each other out a bit.
On the traditional courts, it's such more of a attritional game compared to the glass, so that they're definitely not going to be looking to keep this one short.
It's so hard to put the ball away on these courts,
He needs
isn't
to
it?
go around the back to get that, I think. Oh, given a let.
Yes, that's. We've already had a good few minutes of this first game and only 1 point on the board. Who do you think this suits?
I think Lobban's probably more happy to carry on. I feel like he's a bit of a marathon runner, not quite the fastest pace, but I think he'll go for a good hour and a half. So.
Oh.
And when you're hitting winners like that, who needs to run for that long?
That's a beautiful finish. Wish I could run a marathon in an hour and a half.
Well, you know what they eat up there. They just had some good results in the world doubles. Not a couple of medals, so
They have a few medals for Scotland. Did they get any golds? I know they had a couple of silvers, I believe.
I do not know. I think they came second and third in the men's doubles.
Strong finish.
Of which Lobban was one of those pairs. Although, you know who took the gold.
Declan James on there. Maybe Greg looking for revenge for Scotland here tonight.
I think he would do. That was the final match.
Oh. He's got on that quick, just pushed in the straight drop.
Must say, Declan James, world champion in two things: doubles men's squash, inspirational Instagram posts. He's right up there with the top of his field in the Insta stories, I must say.
Absolutely. So,
with a big win, I'm sure I'll have another one fresh for the viewers to watch.
He does a
good shot out there.
Great shot. He does reads a lot of kind of philosophical pieces, doesn't he? Sat in 360 Degrees Cafe. So
I've heard he's Confucius's biggest fan. Although he does confuse me most of the time, so. Not giving anybody an inch here. They're really trying to extend these rallies, trying to restrict any sort of options for either player.
This is unbelievable retrieving from both of the boys.
I know I said a minute ago that Greg didn't look that quick, but he's getting everything back at the moment.
Deck's long levers certainly let him reach a lot of balls, but Lobban's speed is not something to be sniffed at. He's been working hard in Sheffield with Nick Matthew for a few years now, and I think you can certainly say it's done dividends for his game.
That is definitely a Nick Matthew kind of rally. Dig in there and force the error eventually.
Squeeze the arrow with that tight ball down the line.
Although Deck is used to squeezing into those lycra shorts.
He actually has he brings like a team, like a wardrobe team for his outfit and his makeup and everything pre-game. He actually
takes 3 people to hold the shorts in place while he jumps into them. A bit like Wallace from Wallace and Gromit.
I don't know if you remember the one with the evil penguin where he like jumps into those big metal trousers. It's just like that.
That's exactly what I was thinking, Sam. This is why we're such a good commentating pair.
Just on the same wavelength. Neither of these boys been able to pull away yet in this first game.
No, it's very, very much touch and go, isn't it?
Oh, that didn't look good. Yeah,
that was. Speaking of touch and go, that was some lovely touch there from Deck.
Fantastic catch. Not enough go from Greg Lobban to get that one back.
0 go.
Oh,
very nice volley. I was about to say that the tallest 2 competitors, most of the other players this evening have been on the shorter side of things, but these 2 are definitely bringing up the height average, and you can see that in all the volleying across the middle there. Deck taking it out in front of him as early as he can.
Ball has to be very, very wide for them to not, it's just one stride, isn't it? Pluck that ball out the air, and then you're in big trouble. Cannot leave the ball in the middle. Possibly a little bit fortunate to get that let ball, do you think? Or he showed good effort to try and go around Greg there, but in the girls' matches we saw a lot of no-lets in a similar situation.
Yeah, that is true. I think the refereeing has been quite harsh at times, but that was, as you say, maybe a little bit more generous.
Great lift.
Deck's playing some lovely tight lengths, so he's able to take that half step forward and anticipate and volley early, which is really putting Greg under some pressure at the moment.
He's making Greg do some work in these last couple of rallies. He's really getting on top of him and controlling, commanding the centre of the court.
Deck really looks like he's sort of waltzing around while Lobban's a bit more of a scrambled egg at the moment.
maybe not being quite as proactive as James, but you can't be when he's hitting lines like that.
Beautiful link, beautiful link.
Well-deserved round of applause from the crowd after that rally.
I can see Alan Klein looking over the balcony. He's looking slightly concerned at the moment for Greg.
It's hidden behind our scoreboard. You can actually see his blue jumper.
It's a great width. That's what we were talking about earlier, having to hit extra wide, but unfortunately he's played it right back to deck, and he's had an easy point there in the end.
He was still right in it at 5-7, and he's you can't help but think he's thrown away a really good opportunity to bring it back to within 1 point there.
Yeah, I think you tend to see this in some matches. People of a similar standard, they're close up until maybe 5 or 6 or, and then one tends to pull away. But with the amount of work Dex made Greg do, it doesn't surprise me that he's... That was a thing to behold. That was peachy, like the peach on Deck's shoes.
Peach. I was thinking maybe salmon.
Well, they'd be from Scotland, so when Greg hits a winner like that, we can call him a salmon.
So after being locked in at 5-all, Declan James running away in the end of that first game to take it 11-5.
Yeah, I think the work he put into Greg Lobbin's legs throughout the game ended up paying off towards the end.
Yeah,
a couple winners, a couple hard rallies, and then Greg gave him a couple cheap points, didn't he?
Some solid stuff early doors and some beautifully well put away balls at the end of that game. Sees University of Nottingham taking the first.
It's looking good for us at the moment. Deck's doing all he can to put us in a good position to go through and win this match. He
is. I think with two convincing three loves on the board for Alba Storm though. Deck really needs to use this momentum, take it forward, and if he wants to help Nottingham get anywhere on the points, on the scoreboard, on the points board for the overall, it's important to try and finish this one quickly.
Yeah, and especially with Adam stepping in last minute, unfortunately, wasn't quite up to the speed of the game, so Deck really has to claw back as many points as he can.
It's going to be very interesting to see how Lobban comes out and responds to that. Like you said, it was very nip and tuck until the mid-stage of that game, and a seasoned professional such as himself, he's had a lot of years on tour, he's got a lot of match experience. He's not going to let the outcome of that first game affect him at all, is he here? No,
and Greg's someone that I've been watching for years, and he knows how to make it awkward for his opponent. When you watched him play maybe eight or so years ago, his game seemed very much making your opponent's life as awkward and as difficult as possible, and I can imagine him trying to mix things up and throw Deck off his game, because Deck's looking quite smooth, quite metronomic.
Yeah, he's really let Declan get into a bit of a rhythm here, hasn't he? And that's when he's very dangerous. Once he's comfortable in the middle of the court, it's so hard to get him out of there.
Yeah, that's it. And as most people know, playing against someone who's sort of as tall and as long-limbed as Deck, it is really hard to get them off that tee once they're there. His wingspan is quite large.
Working in those kills on the forehand and the backhand side.
Yeah, he really is. Big contact there.
Greg's done well to go through.
He has done well to go through it, and he's not one to shy away from something like that, I don't think.
He's going to have a look back at the ref. He's not too pleased about it.
Just coming through from the referees, he said, would he get a letter if he'd have stopped and asked that? The referees replied no, so they're clearly pushing for both players to go through interference and play the ball as much as possible.
Everyone wants free flow in squash, when you're on the court, as a player, as a spectator, as a referee. That's what we strive for in the game, isn't it? And I think the decisions that have been, the referees are being told to try and make over the last couple of years are really trying to advocate for that and get away from this yes-let culture, aren't they? Like you still maybe do see at the club level.
Definitely. Don't be hesitant, give your decision, stand by it. If it's wrong, get over it. You'll get the next one wrong and the other way probably, so...
All averages out eventually.
Absolutely. That's why it's always going to work against you, getting involved with the refs, because most things tend to average themselves out, as we said.
Yeah, not every player has quite the same pleasant demeanour that you do on court or on.
Wow. Got to be calm in these situations, Sam. And to be fair, I've never seen you get flustered either, so... I think Lobben's definitely, after that discussion with the ref, he's definitely decided to up the pace, get a bit physical, try and hit hard.
Definitely seems more aggressive, doesn't it?
Yeah. I don't know if that was if that's just frustration with the refs, or if he's realised he needs to do something to rock the boat and get Deck feeling uncomfortable.
Ooh, what's happened there?
Looks like he's played the ball though. I think that's a no-let.
I mean, did he hit it into the back of Declan?
I have seen that actually. I can't remember how long ago it is. I think Ong Beng Hee played Lee Beachill in a PSL match probably about 8-10 years ago, something like that.
Yeah.
Clear stroke opportunity, and all he does is just feather the ball into the back of Lee Beachill and gets the easy stroke, gets a good laugh out of the crowd as well.
Take the referee out of the equation. Why not just hit him with it?
That's
definitely not advocating for that.
Not advocating.
Anyone listening?
No. It was a lovely soft tap. He knew what he was doing. Made everyone chuckle. Beach was furious, but only jokingly.
Actually, saw Lee's son Ben playing for Yorkshire and Intercounties at the weekend.
Oh, aye.
It's definitely grown a good few feet since the last time I saw him.
Going to be a quality player himself as well, isn't he?
Yeah, he was.
This is a very long rally, getting very physical. We're still only at 3-all in this second game. Both players doing work now. Greg's definitely made Deck do his share of the running so far this game.
Absolutely, he's got really stuck into the beginning of this game actually, and like we said, he's just not letting Deck settle on the middle of the court anymore and stretching him into all four corners.
Yeah, it's good. He definitely realised from the first game that he was being a bit too passive and playing into Deck's hands. Deck loves nice, clean squash. Him controlling the rallies, controlling the middle of the court, and Greg's definitely decided to change things up and not let him control.
Yeah, just taking away the middle of the court from your opponent is just so important at any level of the game. This rally is absolutely brutal. The ball just keeps coming back.
Some absolutely fantastic gets here. I've got a feeling both players are going to have a quick breathe after this rally finishes. It's the kind of rally you'd hate to see end in a let, but I've got some commentator's curse.
And it's a big error from Greg.
Absolutely huge rally.
It's not one you want to lose, is it? But
he knows he's done some damage in that rally as well.
He really has. He's put a good few miles into the legs of James there. And it's a quality squash from both those boys.
Be interesting to see how many times Deck bounces the ball. Not too many. Thought he might have given it at least 10-15.
Nick would have done a lot more than that if he'd have been on there.
That's the experience that he has, though.
And maybe Lobben feeling that rally a little bit more than we thought.
Apparently so. Cheap errors.
Not what you'd have expected to see. And
no.
You know, Deck really looking to capitalise on that with his working boasts.
It's a situation like this where you might be feeling under the cosh, feeling tired, but you've got to remember your opponent is in exactly the same boat as you.
The absolute most important time to just stay solid, isn't it?
Yeah, don't give anything cheap, because it's a massive mental advantage to your opponent if you start giving cheap errors after a long rally.
It just, it gives them like the confidence in their head as well to just keep going and bounce back.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like
But then again, flashy shot would have looked brilliant if it worked, but that's sort of telling Greg Deck's lost his head a little bit here.
Deck going for the exhibition squash. And that 2 errors in a row there. His lead's disappeared from him quite quickly.
disappearing like the Dark Knight himself. I haven't heard that one floating around so much, to be fair, on the odd Squash TV.
I've not seen him appearing in quite as many platinums in the last, this last year or so of tournaments. He's definitely still playing great squash, but his ranking this year not quite as high as it has been just before COVID. That didn't look good to me. Yeah, conceded by Declan.
And I wonder if we'll see a little bit of a breakaway here from Greg. He's had a couple of cheap points. Deck might be looking to regain his breath.
A quick breather there, pretend he didn't know the score.
Again, another age-old tactic.
Oh.
There's a lovely get.
That is
two fantastic
shots.
2 winners against 90% of professional players. Greg doing great to get those 2 balls back.
Absolutely outrageous.
Put it on his racket, he's going to put you away.
Exactly, we said that 10 minutes ago. You cannot leave the ball in the middle of the court like that, can you? You're going to get punished.
Almost did it again on the other side.
Deck being very positive, very attacking with his squash.
Yeah, he's trying to turn the tide a little bit. We saw a few errors a couple of points ago, but now they're going in. Let ball given. I think that's just about fair.
I think that's a fair decision. Yeah, I'd agree with that. Just enough interference on the way through there.
Yeah, and he definitely would have.
That ball squirting out quite far towards the centre of the court.
He would have got his lobster claws on that shot, I'm sure.
Definitely.
Ooh. Bit of a racket to the face there.
Just caught him in the face. Doesn't look like he's whipped his tash off. Still on there, still hanging on. Maybe an eyebrow missing instead.
It's all right, gain a tash, lose an eyebrow.
I'd take that trade. Beautiful finish off the serve. Just needs to keep his focus, doesn't he, Deck? His lead again, just squandering.
The rallies have got considerably shorter the last half a game or so. Both players feeling it physically, looking to get some cheap points, but also making some unnecessary errors.
So, yeah, right on cue. A sharp, fast exchange in that front right corner. And you can't help but think that these scrappier rallies are just suiting Greg Lobban. And another error there.
I think Deck's probably at this point maybe thinking about the next game. Few cheap points. Sees the drink, the bottle of Lucozade he's got, and right on cue.
Just out of court. He'll be disappointed with the end of that game, though. It's a poor finish.
Yeah, I thought he was looking maybe a little bit down and out when he was about 7-5 down, but he got himself back into it.
It's just
don't need to lose it again. Such a shame. Probably feels like wasted energy on his part, but you got to keep battling. You can't roll over and let your opponent know that you're not willing to go into the depths of each game.
Yeah. Even if he wasn't super focused on winning, if I'm in Deck's position now, I'm really looking to take one rally, like save one game ball, and just make sure that Greg can't keep that momentum, that 3-4 point momentum into the next game. I don't think people appreciate it. It's not talked about too much, especially more at club level, how important momentum is.
Yeah, massively. Definitely saw a few changes of momentum in there, but towards the end it was always Greg, and you don't want to let someone come off court thinking they've got you in their back pocket ready to start the next game in a positive mindset. You want to make them doubt themselves.
Absolutely. You'll see in the vast majority of matches it swings back and forward very much, doesn't it? And even if you're losing a game, it's so much better to come out and start the next game with that momentum swinging back towards you, even if you've lost, rather than having your opponent, just really feeling very confident and very good about their squash, having just rattled off, 3, 4, 5 points in a row at the end of the last game.
Yeah, it's interesting to see with some matches on Squash TV where they show you the points breakdown in each game, and you can see you generally have sort of 3 or 4 point swings, and it goes back and forth 3 or 4 points in a row for one player, and then it switches again.
You see the other one run away 3 or 4 again, don't you?
Yeah.
It's never, very, very rarely like 1-2, 1-2, is it? So, well, the boys are back.
Do you think there'll be any sort of tactical change, or do you think they'll both still carry on, try and carry that high pace attacking game, put as much work into each other's legs, or do you think they'll shift it and slow the game down a little bit?
So those long controlled rallies definitely seem to be suiting James, and if I'm him and if I was a top professional, I'd definitely be backing myself physically. That's really what I want to be looking to be doing, doesn't it? But you don't need long rallies when you can do that.
Absolutely not. And that's the thing. James always has shots like that in his locker. It's picking the appropriate time to play them so that he doesn't leave himself exposed or doesn't go for too much and hit a silly tin.
Absolutely.
It's a lovely crossbar drop.
That is beautiful. Both of these boys showing they've got the skills that they need to finish this match off.
That is
Nick Harbour-esque, I would say.
I would exactly say. You know what? That was about to roll off my tongue as well. The mid-court Nick.
No one does it better.
Nobody does it better. I hope you're listening.
If he's out there somewhere. Who will he be supporting at university up in Scotland?
Yeah, it'd be a real shame to watch him change sides so quickly after being
a Nottingham boy.
Nottingham boy for 3 years.
Woohoo!
The Knicks keep on flying. You'd think they were 3 inches wide, but these two are making them look easy to hit.
Well, it's not exactly what we said we were going to expect from Declan, is it?
No, I think they've both come out all guns blazing again.
Absolutely firing the ball in from all over the court, and these movements are absolutely brutal. Oh, what a volley as well!
What a volley! Clever shot down the middle. He played that a few moments ago as well. He's testing out to see if Deck's reacting to that, and currently isn't.
Absolutely flew into that front left corner.
I think DG are on the way. Someone's give them a ring because Lobben just got sent for a big taxi there, 7-seater.
Overcommitted a little bit himself there, hasn't he? Deck, a looser shot into the middle, just allowing Deck to hold it for that fraction of a second too long. Oh,
did he get that ball? If he
what,
did, that was a fabulous pickup.
His body was in the way of our camera angle, but the referee's called it good, and that is outrageous movement.
I'm pretty sure I can smell the burning rubber off his shoes.
Tell you one thing I was hoping for was maybe a little bit of a Georgia Adley special. We didn't see many dives out there today.
I was saying that to my watching partner down in the crowd. I was expecting at least a few dives. Kind of gutted we didn't get any, but Deck also is not afraid to take flight, so there still might be some action yet.
No. The big man loves a bit of work in the gym, and his lats are like wings. You can't see him under that top, but he's got a bit of lift.
Glides beautifully. Some lovely tight work into the front backhand corner from Deck. Lobben did very well to get a tight volley drop off the side wall and keep it good himself, but Deck wasn't giving him anything there.
No, we were seeing Deck utilise both of these players actually utilising the back two corners a little bit more now in this game, which I think is definitely the way forward.
Yeah, they went a bit front court heavy at times in that second game. As Nick Matthews says, there's 6 corners on a squash court.
Exactly. I thought I was watching Tariq Momin for a few moments.
Yeah, front heavy squash, that's what we call it.
So Lobben with the 2-love lead now.
Yeah, he's just stepped up the court a little bit, started making sure he takes things earlier. Ooh, I think that's a bit fortunate for him. I don't think he was quite out of the way there, personally.
No, I think maybe if Deck had made a little bit more effort to show that he was a little bit closer to that ball, could have seen it be called differently. The referees don't like it very much when you turn on the ball, do they? Because he was like set up on his backhand side and it's sprayed out and he's turned 180.
But sometimes I feel like they punish players for doing that when really they're just following the ball with their racket. If the ball's there to hit, it doesn't matter if you've turned, if you've done a 360, if you're trying to play it through your legs. If they're right in front of you or in the way of your shot, that should be a stroke.
Shouldn't matter at all, should it?
It's something you hear a lot at club level. The ball comes off the back wall or they turn on it. They think that no matter where you are, it's an instant let. But
the back of Tinne Gilis there, walking down the stairs, wearing a green jumper. Nottingham colours.
Absolutely loves the green and gold of Nottingham, Tinne Gilis.
Do you think she's done that on purpose? Maybe Deck's wardrobe manager's got her on that.
I think Deck's his own wardrobe manager. Lucky, fortunate boast there from the front corner. Bit awkward.
He does have quite an individual style. That was maybe a little bit of fortune from Lobban with that boast.
Oh, that's a lovely stretch. Wasn't wide enough, wasn't high enough on his racket. Deck's going to eat that up all day.
On the flip side of that, though, the control he's shown to hit that at full reach, full stretch, and put it away is outrageous. Ooh.
I think he might need to go in the back and play that, but fair enough.
That's what I was thinking
He
as well.
He was trying to take it, but the point he was trying to take it out, the ball's on the side wall. So
there's no way he's volleying that there. I don't
no
think.
chance. Yeah. I think they're trying to make him make more effort to go around that. He sort of just waved his racket up and didn't make much movement towards the ball.
Yeah, he was straight into the back of Lobban though, but I can see where the referee's coming from. Just wants him to go a bit further to the right-hand side, to the sidewall, don't they?
And those are the kind of decisions that 5-10 years ago you'd see much more. Deck has joined the party.
Oh my! Lobban was asking for it with that feed, but take some.
I was about to say done well to play through that interference, but there was a big bump.
I think sometimes the referees, as soon as a player hits the ball, they're just never going to call a let. But how is it possible for him to? I think this is the argument that Lobban's making on court right now. How can he possibly stop?
You can't stop your swing.
In the 10th of a second between him catching Greg and then striking the ball.
This is where I think sometimes you get a bit of disparity between refs that maybe haven't played to what level. I can't say anything for the current ref. I don't know what their experience is, but I think most professional players in that situation would all agree on the decision that you cannot stop yourself mid-swing. It's impossible.
I believe Maria down there actually plays a bit of Masters squash herself. She was doing some refereeing at the British Open just a few weeks ago, and she was fresh into the refereeing chair off a few Masters matches.
Everybody loves a sweaty ref. If they're not out of breath when they're reffing, then I'm not interested.
Yeah, I think Deck just breaking a string there.
I think he thought it was game and was saving face. was saving face by having to go and change his racket. He was already out of the court.
He was gone and realised
wanted a sip of his coffee and thought he needed a new racket.
Yeah, not sure I'd drink coffee between games. Wouldn't be my go-to. Maybe it's iced.
Ice baby.
Just back to that refereeing comment we were talking about briefly. That's a big error.
Big Tin at 10-9 up to go 2. As they always say, 2 on up is a very big difference from being 2 on down.
That is a huge error. It is a whole one-game difference. Yeah, how? Personally, would you like to see a little bit more? Oh, yeah. No, Greg's right in his line there. The ball is not tight to the sidewall.
I think that's a bit harsh. The shot quality wasn't there for me. That is so tight.
That's ridiculously tight.
Lobban's doing a lot of work trying to go round.
Oh, Deck's done really well to go through and play that ball.
Yeah. They both really are putting a good a good amount of effort in to go through any interference, go around the player to make sure they get the ball.
Absolutely, and
you've heard it many times before. It doesn't get tighter than this. 1-1, 11-1. That's a stroke. Greg
has to be just backed out straight into Deck's line, didn't he?
Unfortunately, Deck knew exactly where that ball was going. He wasn't going to let Lobben get anywhere near moving off that shot.
Zero access to that ball, and how the tides have turned from that Tinne at 10-9. James with a game ball there.
You couldn't write it. I would not have seen this coming.
I'm glad you're surprised. Makes for some thrilling viewing. Oh,
there we are. He's
he's unlucky to hit the tin there. He's got some.
He reacted well after the few that have gone straight down the middle, completely unanswered by James.
Unbelievable power on that behind the back shot. He's hit that harder than I can hit my forehand. Which, in fairness, isn't that much of a feat.
I think they measure how hard you hit a ball in terms of multiples of your top speed. So,
Lobben with the
diving.
dive. Oh!
He gets what he does. Guess what he earned from putting the effort in, getting that ball back, forcing the error. Deck needed to go a centimetre lower than the last shot, and unfortunately it was a centimetre into the tin.
Really showing how much of a difference it makes just to get your opponent to play one more ball. The pressure was on James with that shot hugely.
He only needed to get it on the front wall, didn't he?
Lobben was barely back on his feet off the floor. But that, taking the ball on the volley when it's dying away from you, Lobben made it really difficult. Probably not intentionally, he was just happy to get his racket on it. But
and Lobben stepping up the pace now, trying to close this game out. He's had a couple of opportunities.
Declan with some real exhibition stuff. Behind the head, cross-court nick attempts. Flying in. Oh, and that lob just creeping out of court.
Fair to say, I think Greg probably deserved that with the effort he was putting in to get everything back.
14-12, that's a huge game for Greg to take for Alba Storm there.
It is a huge game, and more importantly, your game prediction has gone completely out the window. So
it's gone to pot.
I'm still on for my 72 pence bet, 3-2 to Deck.
I'll buy you a quarter of a pint, maybe,
if I'm lucky.
If you're lucky. Fairly reasonable here at the park. You might even get a third.
Can you see Deck swaying the tide? I think I can. I think it's going to take some seller stuff. He's going to need to really dig deep, tighten up, play more like the first game. Lovely straight lines, reducing Greg's options massively, I think, because he doesn't want to continue putting in work into the corners of the court that he is now. I think it's benefiting Greg more than him. Yeah,
he just needs to really close that court down for Greg, doesn't he? And, just, as you said, use those tight straight lines, really limit his options, and that just allows Deck then to anticipate more, step up more, and just take him in with a bit more effectiveness.
Yeah, it's all dependent on those lines that he hits. If he can hit some lovely straight lines and reduce Greg's options, he can really turn that tide. But currently, he's not quite being as accurate as he needs to be, giving Greg a little bit too much of the court to play in, and as a consequence, he's having to do laps.
Well, we know he loves to please the crowd, and they're getting right behind him tonight. So
maybe someone in the crowd, someone from the park, asked for a big 3-2. Not mentioning any names.
Possibly even Declan thinking, maybe, just wants to give the people what they've paid for. Not been quite enough squash yet today.
Absolutely.
Can't take anything away from Greg Lobben, though. He played a very, very tactically strong end to that third.
Yeah, and I think that has probably been his weapon throughout his career. He's a tactical player. You wouldn't say best with the best racket skills on tour. You wouldn't say he's best with the best physical attributes on tour. Not to say that he isn't incredibly good with his racket or fit, but when you're comparing people, the likes of Greg Gaultier's movement or Ramir Shaw's racket skills, you'd say Greg's up there with the better minds of the game.
Absolutely, but barring that error at 10-9, once it got into the tie-break, he played those points exceptionally well, didn't he?
Yeah, the clutch points he's played very well so far.
Ooh, referee.
Big call there.
She did shout out. And Santa Maria calling that ball out. Very hard to tell from our position here whether it just snuck in. When the ball's dropping so steeply like that, it's incredibly difficult call to make, isn't it?
Yeah, and there's a big argument for should we get touch sensitive lines to out balls, whether they light up. We've seen them in the past. The problem is that they tend to be a bit too sensitive. When you hit hard on a glass wall, it sets the sensors off.
Yeah, I've heard that as well. They were trialled, weren't they? And
yeah.
They were just kind of...
But with
the vibrations from the ball hitting the wall were just kind of setting them off.
Lovely corkscrew from Deck.
When it wasn't quite on.
But with most clubs, you see an angled tin, and if you hit the tin, the ball pops up. I think they need more of those on the outlines as well. Because in a situation like that, if you know the ball should pop up if you've hit the outline, it makes it much more clear.
So you're advocating for like a slightly protruding out of court line?
Not protruding. I think more like receding. But if the ball does hit that outline, it's going to bounce differently to a normal flat side wall.
That one looked out for me as well. Oh, I see what you're saying. So when it's just angled away, that ball's going to hit it and kind of sit up a little bit, isn't it,
exactly.
off the line?
Deck needs to get down to 15 burpees for serving out.
That's very, very poor at his level.
Criminal, isn't it?
I think maybe the issue with that suggestion is, on this court it would work quite well with the lines. I was about to point at my screen and then realised none of you at home can actually see that. But the court walls are actually just away from the breeze blocks a little bit. I think a lot of squash clubs are just flat, aren't they, on the wall?
Yeah, that's it. It's just a line.
You just wouldn't be able to have that slanted, angled.
Yeah, that's true.
Angled line, but
that's true.
For games like this on a court where it allows it, and on the all glass courts they set up where it's freestanding.
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't see why we couldn't implement that.
And unfortunately, Sam, they're never going to put a camera on us because we've got faces for radio.
Unfortunately, so. And the voices for it too. Every silver line, every cloud.
I've been called the squash's Barry White. Oh, tweener.
Another swinger. Ooh. Greg's not happy with that error, is he? A little chat to himself.
Worked the weak ball and put it right down the toilet. So.
No, that error just giving Deck a 2-point lead moving into the middle of this.
Yeah, it's a good shot. Deck slipped there a little bit, but Deck's put him loosely in the front backhand corner a few times in a row there, and he's just making himself run. He needs to get the ball out of that corner and get it nice and tight in the back corners. Clipping the sidewall a bit early there as well. Overstretching, yeah, trying to do a little bit too much at the moment.
Maybe a slightly tired error.
I think so.
Bit of fatigue creeping in.
Yeah. Whereas Greg's looking as calm and collected as he has been all match.
Definitely the longest match we've seen so far tonight.
Yeah.
What do you think about that? Deck definitely thinks it's a stroke.
I think the ball was very wide. Greg didn't make much effort to get out of the way there. I think perhaps if Deck was a little bit quicker onto it, they might have given him a stroke, but I can definitely see why he's frustrated. I would probably have given a stroke myself.
Yeah, maybe just the height that Lobban got onto his shot is his only saving grace there.
Potentially.
That's very tight, opening up that opportunity.
That's it.
It's really making Greg do a lot of work.
And that's the kind of rally Declan James wants to be on the end of. Yeah. He's controlling it. He's the one pulling the strings. He's the puppeteer.
Getting himself back in front at the mid stage of this fourth game.
Yeah, we had a two point lead early on, but Lobban's eradicated that. Now Deck needs to try and build one up again.
Oh dear, you know what? I think he wanted to hit that one through his legs again.
I think he did.
That footwork was a little bit suspect, wasn't it?
He was actually disappointed that the ball didn't come down the middle more.
A little bit more, and he's stitched himself there.
At one point in the... Oh, he needs to play that ball.
Yeah, I agree. I think he could have hit that cross, I feel.
I think so. He probably might have been blocked off from a reverse angle, but as we know, reverse angle would only be a let anyway.
He can't believe it, Lobban there. Absolutely can't believe it, but I did feel he had room to hit that ball.
It's not much different from the previous decision, I must say. I think
very different. He had more room. Sure, there's a few frustrated Scottish fans at home, but the show must go on, and you know, Greg's too much of a professional to not just settle straight back down and focus right up on the next
looking like
rally.
a little ballerina with that pirouette.
It was very elegant.
That is a lovely lob from the lobster.
It's a ridiculous lob.
You can tell he's been working with Nick Matthew there, can't you?
Yeah.
King of the lobs.
So in all of our previous games, this is where we've seen someone run away with it. And run away with the scoreboard. You think we're going to see that again here? Currently locked in at 7-all, but
Greg's doing all he can to prolong these rallies, make them scrappy. But I think Deck needs to do more of that, hitting hard to the back, especially from the front. He's maybe through fatigue legs. He's just dollying up some counter drops.
I feel he's countering a little bit too much.
Too much, I do think so. Tempo slowing down just slightly.
Another joke corkscrew. The puppet master not quite as in control as he was in the last rally there, is he? Oh no, it's a crucial time to make an error.
Yeah. Nothing in it. Nothing in it at this late stage of the game. Will Greg continue to play these clutch points better than Declan? Running into some lovely tight drops to the front. Yeah, again, I think that's too open from Deck. I think he needs to...
Okay. Not sure what Deck's gesticulating for.
Referees obviously didn't think Greg had any idea where Declan James was on the court there.
Probably given a letter. Ooh! Flat as a pancake.
Big shout, come on.
That is an outrageous return of serve.
Not even a hint of bubble. Let's hope he doesn't follow the last couple of games by giving a cheap error or losing a cheap point. That is so tight.
That counter drop.
Lovely little bit of topspin, little bit of curl on that ball. Keep it running in tight.
The shots these guys are playing this evening is just, the quality is ridiculous.
Yeah, I think unfortunately for Deck, the counter work and from the front corner, Greg's been the tighter of the two. He's been running everything in tight, not making life difficult and trying to get it too low. You get it glued to the sidewall, you can't do anything about it.
There it is again.
It's like a short game.
You feel he should just be using that. Oh, so
unfortunate there for Greg. Unfortunate for Deck.
And that gives Lobban one match ball. Oh.
And there it is.
It's a great
little
finish.
Flick of the wrist.
Very, very well played from Lobban.
Yeah, a very tight match overall as well.
Like we said at the end of the last game, he just plays those crucial points very, very well.
Gave absolutely nothing to Deck when it came to a bit of squeaky bum time.
That young girl's seen her opportunity for a free squash ball and she's taken it.
I think that's the third one she's nabbed tonight.
Yeah.
Someone's going home with a full set.
She's going to be set for a couple of weeks. Well, that was our final match for tonight. Alba Storm taking the win 3-1 over the University of Nottingham. Tinne Gilis, our only winner, shouting into the mic, flicking my ear. Interesting.
Lucky he didn't get a wet willy there, I think, from Adam Auckland.
He thought about it, didn't he?
Definitely
thought about
it. Good match to finish as well. Nice and tight and physical. Probably the best match of the evening as well.
Absolutely quality squash. Yeah. A treat for all those who came down to watch, regardless of the result.
And yeah, thank you to the listeners at home as well. I hope you've enjoyed this evening's proceedings. I know I have. What about you, Sam?
I certainly have. I've had a great evening. Like Oren said, I hope you all have too. Thank you very much from us. And we will see you shortly in just a few days for round 4.